Soon I will be done with the troubles of this world. Trouble of this world. Trouble of this world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of this world. I'm going home to live with God. Well, I am reminded of an old Negro Spiritual. Soon I will be done with the troubles of this world. Michael Gilmore, had a lot of pain, suffering in my life. I am blessed. Come this Friday, I will be 50 years old, and no, honey, I don't look like I'm 50. But yes, I will be 50 years old, and as I reflect upon my life, I can see that God has really been good to me. My coming out story began in a small conservative town of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where I was born and raised. I was adopted by my grandparents, my maternal grandmother and grandfather, because my mother and my father was married. My mom was married to someone else. My father was married to his wife, and thus I was the seed of an extramarital affair, one time only event that happened. And so thus I was born into this world out of a marriage with both parents being married to other people, not to each other. So as you see, I was born into pain. I first discovered that I was gay at age 6. I mean, my first sexual experience was at age 6 with multiple friends and cousins, honey. Yes, cousins, child, but that's my life. I can only talk about my life. Like I told you, my life is filled with pain. And so my first experience at 6 was with my cousin. You know, we was playing in the neighborhood, hide and seek, football, flag football, you know, whatever little boys play. I don't know if we were doing flag football then, but we was playing football. And somehow we ended under the house after playing football. And he pulled my clothes down or whatever, and that's what happened. And no, let me say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I get sick or tired of gays and other people who claim they were molested and all of that bullshit. I was never molested in my life. I mean, my first experience was, like I said, with my cousin at 6. I didn't call that molestation because we were experimenting. Of course, he pulled my clothes down, and you know, it happened. But I don't think that was molestation. Hell, we both around the same age. And not to attack those that were. I mean, you know, of course, in our community, we do have those. But, you know, just own up to your bullshit. Just own up to who you are. You either gay or you're not gay or whatever. And just own up to it. You ain't got to say, oh, I'm molested, and then you have the heterosexual, oh, bless his heart, that's how he happened. No, bitch, own up to what you are. You either gay or you're not. You know, ain't no down low, ain't no bisexual, all that bullshit. You either gay or you're not gay. But anyway, so it was my cousin. Forgive me, honey. This is a new system, so I got this monitor a little bit too loud as I'm trying to navigate my story. Now I'm used to YouTube, so I ain't no editing, honey. You either love me or you don't, because I ain't got time to edit right now. But back to the story. So anyway, so I was 6 years old, and it happened. And then from there, it just kept going and going and going. But I do recall a traumatic event in my life that happened. Um, I wouldn't say that was raped or molested either because I was already sexually active since I was 6. I'm talking about I ain't no, hunching. We had our clothes off, all that kind of stuff. I know y'all don't want to hear, but that would happen. So, but I remember I was walking somewhere, and this little boy lured me into the house, and it was like 7 guys took turns on me. So I wouldn't say that was rape. I don't think it was rape because these were little boys, and so we was all experimenting, and of course I had sex with all of them. I think I was about 9 or 10 at the time, and so that would happen with that, honey. Then I around 6 I discovered I used to be in the mirror singing, and I can't sing worth a damn now, honey. At 50, child, that voice is gone. But from age 6 to 13, baby, let me tell you, I was considered the Michael Jackson of gospel because I had this high pitched natural voice, honey. No male voice. People claim, oh, little boys have them high pitched. No, bitch, because everybody can't sing, but Miss Gilmore could sing. So I had this high pitched voice, and I was so anointed. I mean, people fall out and shout, and people gave me money, and it was just, oh my God, that was a remarkable thing in my life. But then I was living this double life. I was performing in church, one thing, and then I'm sneaking upstairs in the Sunday school room and the baptism pool and all that kind of stuff, honey, having sex with the little boys. And so that's my life. I mean, I can only talk about my life. Of course, my parents is not going to approve of this. Who gives a damn? I'm 50 years old. And other relatives either. I live for Michael Gilmore, honey. And I have always have. But and so I did that, and I felt bad because, in the black church, oh my God, that's the worst discriminatory place in the world. Now at 50, I don't even go to church no more. I mean, I was a choir director, I was a singer, I'm a preacher's son. I should, my grandfathers and built churches and all that kind of stuff, started churches, 3 thriving churches, and it just, oh my God, and they still exist today. And then on my grandfather and grandmother's side, preachers. I just come from a line of preachers, and people thought I was going to be a preacher because I went to Morehouse College, and Morehouse College is known for preachers, and so that was one of the greatest achievements in my life, more than being rich and famous. Going to attending Morehouse College and graduating. That's the difference. A lot of people attend, but a lot of people don't graduate because of money, because of grades, and other factors. But Mother Gilmore, honey, I graduated Morehouse, and that was a great achievement for me. But as I said previously, I was a singer in the black church, and I sung Never Alone, honey. I will always be remembered by Never Alone by the late Walter Hawkins, Tremaine Hawkins, and Love Fellowship. But that was my staple song. And baby, when I tell you I sung that song, honey, and then I was understudy to this girl in the church. The understudy songs that I sung was Be Grateful and Change by Tremaine Hawkins. But honey, I could not outdo the lead singer, but I was her understudy. So whenever she couldn't perform it, I would perform it. And so I'm so proud of that earlier years of my life because I had that gift. And Negroes today deny the contributions that I have made to the field of gospel, to the black church, to my community in conservative Mississippi. But that's Mississippi, and that's the mentality of the black community there. So my life, like I said, I was sexually active at 6, honey. And from 6 to 50, child, I haven't stopped, honey. I mean, it's a shame that you have had, and when I look at the lives of my grandmothers and grandfathers and mother, it's a shame that you have to reveal that you had more men than all of them combined. But I have. You know, I was just a little whore, honey, a little church whore. But yes, honey, Miss Gilmore was all that and more. But I was a little church whore back in the day. And you know, I slept with preachers, honey, and preachers' kids, and deacons, and married men, honey. I love me a married man. I don't give a damn what y'all bitches say, honey. I done slept with a lot of married men, honey, even 49 and 50, honey. But I just love the thrill of it, honey, because he go home to his wife and I go home back to my empty bed. So I know what's in store dealing with a damn black man. Particular, a married black man, but hey, yeah, that's how I was born. You know, I was born between an affair of two damn married people. But then they want to talk about their son being gay. Hell, what you expect? Shit, he was born in sin. He came out in sin. But you know, that's the way. That was the hand I dealt. But you know, being gay, you often have family issues. You know, I have issues with my mother. We haven't been close. I love her to death. My grandmother always taught me, son, you only have one mother. You only have one mother, and remember that. So. Me and my mother is not really close, but we talk every day. I love her, and she loves me, and she had 5 beautiful kids. And I was the youngest of the 3 boys. One of my brothers got killed in Texas, and by another black man, you know, black on black violence, honey. And then my oldest brother, Lord bless his heart, honey, he's in his late 50s, and he's out in Texas. Then my young brother, younger sister, they out in Texas. Then on my dad's side, I had 3 daughters, and my dad tried to get another son, honey, but he couldn't. God fixed it, baby. You hear me? God fixed it, where that man could not get another son. He tried because he was ashamed of me. You know, he's a preacher. He was the first black general contractor in the state of Mississippi. He built houses and homes and apartments, and my dad always said that he would never in his life work for a white man. And to this day, my daddy have never in his life worked for a white man. He worked with a white man, but not for, honey. He was always self-employed as a mechanic, as a carpenter, as an architect, as a builder. He was all of those. And because he was come from this prestigious family in Mississippi, you know, they had professional athletes out of the family. They had all of them conservative family. They're married. You know, they all did the traditional black marriage, and all of them accomplished and educated Negroes, you know, uppity Negroes, honey. But anyway, because I was the bastard child, and then I was born by this prominent man in the community, I was disowned, disinherited. But let me set the record straight for y'all bitches, particularly Hattiesburg, Mississippi. My dad have never, ever disowned me. What you don't know is my dad, when I was born, paid the hospital bills, all the hospital bills. My dad paid for that cash. Paid for that cash, honey. And my dad has always owned me. He never disowned me. It was his damn family members, you know, I'm not going to call them, but it was people in his family who denied me because I was his bastard child. You know, it was the talk of the community. And what's sad about it, hell, he lived across the street from us. Now that was scandalous, honey. And I remember when I was about 6, 7, you know, after I had sex with the little boy, honey, went across the street to play with these little girls. And I noticed how they treated me, and how the little girl said that my mom and my dad said I can't play with you no more and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, whatever, little bitch, you don't have to play with me, honey. Child, come to find out that was my damn sister.